Hello everyone, welcome to Winged Papercrafting and welcome to Template Tuesday. My name is Angel Fitch. If you're new around here, welcome, and if you're returning, welcome back. I'm so glad you've all decided to join me today. So we're going to go through our templates for this week. So here is our basic template. So this has a little focal point down here in the corner. It's got 4 different pieces of different pattern paper and a cardstock under that. And it's just a regular open card there, and this is going to be our fun fold for the week, and this just opens here and all the rest of this is flat. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start with our basic one. Now, as we're getting started here, if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, I would really appreciate it if you would join us and hit that like button while you're at it. So as you can see here, I've got a little bit of a different colored cardstock for the second layer of our cards. So let's just get started. So we've got our card base that is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. I'm going to give this a good burnish. The piece for the inside that's 4 by 5 1/4. Our first layer of cardstock here, which on my example is a basic gray, and funny story, not really, but maybe you'll find it funny. I made these card templates over the weekend, so a couple days ago, and as of today, my entire packet of basic gray cardstock has vanished. I have no idea where it's at. I can't find it. I have torn my craft room to pieces looking for it. I have no clue what happened to it. So I don't have any other gray cardstock, so I'm going to use some basic beige on this just because I need something. So, and maybe I'll decide that the basic beige works out better because maybe it's better to see it. So we'll see. So we've got our first layer there. That is that first layer of cardstock, and so then we've got our pattern pieces. So this is actually 4 1/8 by 5 3/8 is the size of this, if I didn't say that, or I might have said it wrong, but this is 4 1/8 by 5 3/8, so it gives us just a very tiny border. I've got 4 pieces that are going to be pattern paper when we cut these later in the week, and we've got one that's 2 5/8 by 3. And we've got one that's 1 and, let's see, this is 1 1/4 by 3, and it goes here. And then up in the corner here, we've got this one that's 2 1/8 by 2 5/8. And another little piece here that's 1 1/4 by 2 1/8. So let's go ahead and get this glued together. I've also got our pieces for our sentiment here, and I used circles for this, but you could use any shape that you wanted for your sentiment. And as you're going to see when I make cards tomorrow, we're actually going to use hearts for Valentine's, so you can use whatever shape that fits down there in the corner of your card. So let's go ahead and we're going to get our inside piece on the inside. So I'm just going to center this up in here. Whoops, not like that. Let's get that straightened back up. Oh my goodness. Okay, so just like that. All right, now we're going to put this piece of cardstock here. So this would be whatever colored cardstock that you want to coordinate with your pattern paper. So this is going to go on the outside here, and like I said, this has a very tiny border to it. So you're just going to barely see the card base around the edges there. All right, now our first piece of pattern paper would go in this corner. So I'm just going to set that down. I'm not going to push too hard yet because I want to make sure I get my spacing good before we commit. And so I'll put this one here. I think we can scoot this one over just a smidge. I think we got a little bit of room there. Okay, now this one in this upper right hand corner, making sure I'm lining up our edges here on the right hand side. And the last little piece will go right in here. Again, I'm going to line up my edges on the left hand side. And I want to make sure that I have equal spacing between my pieces, and so that they are relatively the same size spacing that's on the outside edges. If I can make that happen here. Let me just scoot this one over just a little there. Okay, so I'm going to commit to these down here. I'm going to straighten this one up just a little. Oops. Not like that. So like right. This one wants to wiggle around on me. Come on. Get over there where you belong. Anybody else talk to their paper? Or is it just me? Oh my goodness. Okay, so there we go. That looks pretty good. Straighten that up. Just can't get that one straight. There we go. Okay, so there's our pattern paper. Now, our sentiment would go here, and we would put this then on the mat. And then you could put this either flat on here, which is what I'm going to do for our template, but I might pop it up on dimensionals if I were making this for real. So we're going to put that right there. And that is going to be our basic card template for the week. So pretty easy. So let's go ahead and move on to our front fold. And honestly, it's pretty easy too. So we are going to start with card base that is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and it's just flat, one piece that goes on the bottom. Then the next piece of cardstock is 5 1/4 by 4. This is going to be our first layer here. So let's go ahead and just glue. We're going to glue as we go on this one, just so we can get it all put down here as I'm talking through it. We might as well just glue it down. Okay, so there's that layer. Then our next layer is going to be this one. Now this is the same as the card base in color. So this is 3 3/4 by 3 1/2. So we're going to center this up in the middle here of our first layer that we put down. So I want same spacing top to bottom and left to right. Okay, so there's that. Next is going to be a piece of pattern paper that is 3 1/2 by 3 1/4. So let's get this piece down. So this is going to be centered up again, right on that mat. Okay, now, next piece is going to be this piece. This is not that one. I lied. This one. Here's a piece of, honestly, I don't even think that's a piece we need. That's something different. We're just going to get that right out of our pile there. So this is going to go across here. This is going to be another color of cardstock. So something else that coordinates with your pattern paper. So this was where I would have used the basic gray if I could have found it. But it seems to have, gone on vacation or something and left snowy Ohio behind. Somehow I don't blame it. Oh my goodness. All right, so we're going to center that right across there. Okay, next piece. This is going to be the same as our card base too, and this is going to be a piece that is 3 by 6 1/2, scored at 3 1/4. And inside of here, we've got another piece of white that is 3 by 2 3/4. Make sure I'm telling you right. Yes, 3 by 2 3/4. This would be where we would stamp our sentiment, and also where you could sign your card. So I'm going to center that up right in here. And if you'll notice, I made sure that my fold is on the right because I wanted to open that direction. So pay attention when you go to glue this down. Not necessarily this piece, but when you go to glue this whole thing down, you want to make sure that your fold is on the right side. Okay, so we got that. Now, this we're going to glue down onto here. So let's put some glue on this piece. And we're going to center this. I'm going to close this, and we're going to center it up. And then when we get it where we want it, we'll give it a good press. Okay, so we got that. And last but not least is another piece of pattern paper that's 3 by 2 3/4. And this is going to go on the outside, centered on here. And then we need to put a sentiment on the outside here. And I don't know. I didn't cut one, so we need to decide what we're going to do here. So let's see. I think I will get the my stylish shape dies back out, which I had earlier. Oh, here they are. Okay. Let's see what we can do for the outside here. So this is going to be pattern paper. So we could do just about anything that we wanted, any shape that you wanted, but maybe we'll just do something like this, at least for now. Let me cut one of these right quick out of some white, and we will put this down as our token placeholder for our sentiment. So let me just run this through the stamp cut and emboss machine, and this gives us a nice little banner piece that we can put on here for a sentiment. So you could put use any shape that you want for your sentiment piece that fits within the area that we have to work with here. So I'm going to take my bone folder and just give this another good press here. See if I can get that to lay just a little flatter. And then I'm going to take and just glue this up, and we will center this right here in the middle. Like if we do Valentine's cards at the end of the week, maybe I'll use a heart in here. You could use anything. You just need something so that you have a place to put your sentiment. So, but if we weren't making a Valentine's card, then, you know, maybe I would want this or a circle or another square. Like I said, you could really do anything you wanted. So, okay, here are our 2 templates that we made for today. Our basic one and our fun fold. And we're going to use this one tomorrow. Tomorrow or Thursday. We'll see. Maybe it might not be till Thursday. To make some basic Valentine's cards. And we'll use this one on Friday to make some Valentine's cards. So, that's all I have for today. So don't forget to hit that like and subscribe. And hit that notification bell so you get notified every time I upload a video. And I will see you all either tomorrow or Thursday. Have a crafty evening. Bye.